You know, we've had our man here all along. And before I really get into this, I want to thank some people. I want to thank President King Alexander and the board leadership. 3 of the board leaders are here today. The chairman of the board, Scott Ballard, Steve Perry, the chair-elect, and Blake Chatelaine, the chairman of the athletic committee on the board. They have been my sounding board. They've been, technically, I guess, the search committee. And they've been great to work with, and I really thank them for their support through this whole process. This thing was never going to come down to a bidding war, and it was something that we knew that Coach O was never going to play games with us. We know where Coach O's heart is. We know where his love is. We know where his passion is. And at the end of the day, only one candidate got an official offer from us, and it was accepted this morning. I don't have to explain to you what Coach O is about and what he means to LSU football. It's part of his DNA. He grew up wanting this job. This is his dream job. At the end of the day, we're striving for a culture of excellence here at LSU. Excellence in everything we do, on the field, off the field, in the classroom, in the community. And Coach O gets that. Earlier, I put out a list of criteria of things that I think were important for the head coach. Coach O hits every one of those criteria. There'll be some critics that say, oh, look at his record at Ole Miss. You know what, that was a long time ago. And in this world, people learn more from their mistakes and their failures than they do from their successes. And believe me, Coach O realizes his strengths and he realizes his weaknesses. And his strengths are going to be tremendous here at LSU. There's no question in my mind he's going to assemble the finest group of assistant coaches in the country. His passion is unbelievable, and you could just see how the players responded to him. You could see how in 8 short weeks he changed the culture on the team, changed it immensely. He changed it from a culture of individualism to a culture of team and everybody loving and working together. In football, it's all about team and it's all about working together. I needed to hear these 3 words from him: preparation, passion, and excellence. I think those 3 words symbolize Coach O. And yet, at the end of the day, there was no choice. There was absolutely no choice but to hire Coach O. When you looked at how the team responded after 2 very tough losses, I think you really get to see what leadership and motivation is all about. Tough loss to Alabama, we come out the next week against Arkansas and play tremendous and beat them badly. A very devastating loss to Florida. We come out the next week, and not the next week, in 3 or 4 days, and beat A&M soundly on their home field. I mean, that is what real leadership and motivation is all about, and that's what this man symbolizes to me. There's no question in my mind that he's going to be able to recruit the state of Louisiana. He's one of the finest recruiters in the country. And when you put together the talent that we can gather here at LSU, with the coaching staff he's going to put together, it's the formula for championships. And that's our goal here, is championships and to compete at the highest level. You know, yesterday I got a phone call from Pete Carroll. I know you all know who Pete Carroll is. And he said to me, Joe, a leader has got to have a big heart. It's all about heart. And he said, Coach O has the ability to get the most out of people. He has the ability for to motivate people to do things they don't think they're capable of doing. And you know, that just stuck with me. And I thought about it, and I don't think there's a person that I've met that has a bigger heart and a bigger desire to succeed than Coach O. So with that, it's my pleasure to announce to you the next head coach at LSU, permanent head coach, Ed Orgeron.
Thank you, Joe. Welcome, everybody. Good to see everybody today. And just the last 8 weeks, the support that Joe Alleva gave myself every week, every day. We worked hand in hand through Derek Panoski and our staff. And Joe was right there with us the whole way. Gave me the full reins as head coach, his support, his guidance when things were good, and even more than when things were not so good. And the phone calls I got from him on Sunday mornings after the loss, keep going, keep going, keep going. Gave me the motivation to lead this team. I want to thank you. Also, I want to thank King Alexander, the Board of Supervisors, for entrusting me the greatest job in the country. And I want to let you know that myself and our football team is going to represent you guys in the best way that we can. And growing up in the state of Louisiana, watching the Tigers play, we get it. And we understand what you gave to us and the accountability that we have to the people in the state of Louisiana, to LSU, and everybody that's played here before. I want to thank my wife, Kelly, and my family, Parker, Cody, and Tyler, for being there with me. My pastor's there, Pastor Jacob, and those guys have been my support system the whole way. And I'll tell you, before I went to bed last night, Kelly says, "You're going to be the head coach at LSU tomorrow." I said, "Have you been reading the paper?" We always believed, and Pastor Jacob and I said prayers every day, and along with Pastor Steve from Church of the King down there in Mandeville. And I want to thank all the people from Louisiana, the prayers and the support. And everywhere we go, Coach, we want you to be your coach. We want you to represent us. And we understand that. We get that. But most of all, I want to thank our players. What a tremendous job our players did through weeks of adversity and pulling together, and to see the joy in their face and see them to come together, one team, one heartbeat. I'd like to thank our coaching staff. What a tremendous job that they did, coming together, sticking together. The game that Steve Ensminger called at Texas A&M after fighting through the adversity. What a great, great Tiger. I want to thank our support staff that's here. Everybody pulling together. Annie, I want to thank you. First time we met you, we just felt that we would be family one day, and I think that you're a wonderful, wonderful lady. And I know we're all going to have a tremendous relationship together. The former players walking through the Tiger Walk just come and support us. And the day I went to Mike Anderson's, and all the great players were there, and just everybody pulling together. Coach, we want this. Coach, thanks for letting us come by. The guys that spoke to the team, Patrick Peterson before the game, all the greats. And we know what we represent. We're proud to be a part of Louisiana, and we understand LSU, what's it mean to Louisiana and winning championships. My goal is to build a championship program fast, very fast. And I understand the expectations of LSU, and I invite them because I have the same expectations of myself and my staff. My plan is to take my time and assemble the best staff in America. We have some great coaches on our staff right now, led by Dave Aranda, and he is the best coordinator in football, and we plan on him being with us. I spoke to him this morning. We're happy that Dave is an LSU Tiger. I promise you that. We're going to go through the recruiting process. We're going to be out on the road tomorrow, going out to see the best players that we can, and then we'll evaluate our staff after the bowl and look to get the best staff that's possible in America. And I understand that we have great coaches on our staff, and we'll give everybody a legitimate shot to be a Tiger. I just want to thank the media. You've been great to me the whole time. Been open, come to practice, been very fair in everything that you write. I want to thank you for the positive things that you've written about our staff, about our players. This is about our players and giving back to the state of Louisiana. This is a great day. This is a great day of my life, obviously, but it's not about me. It's about the people of Louisiana. It's about LSU, about all of us pulling together, one team, one heartbeat. Last of all, I'd like to thank my mom, and thank my dad. For Oh, they done. They done. Made me the man I am today. But hey, we have a team meeting on Monday. Go out recruiting. I'm gonna call on my recruits today. A lot of them are excited that I'm the head coach. Thanks for the opportunity. We have great relationships with all the parents and the families. We're gonna get to work. We know how to do this. We understand the expectations, and we're ready to go. Any questions?
Coach, over here on your left, you know, this whole process, it's been about the team. Today is the only day it gets to be about you,
Yeah.
all right? What does this mean to you? You know, we've talked about it, and now that you dropped that, you know, title
Yeah.
and you're the head guy.
Again, it's still going to be about the team, the people of Louisiana. It's never going to be about me. And I'm never going to make it about me. I just know this. I'm trained, ready to do this. I've had my chances before. I've learned from my mistakes. I'm ready to build a championship program along with a great staff. I'm going to need support in all areas. We're going to get the best staff and the best team together for the LSU Tigers.
Yeah, Ed, right here. What did it say for a guy that 2 years ago was trying to get back into college football, and now you're the head coach at a dream job you've always wanted?
Great opportunity. Keep knocking at the door. I want to thank Les Miles for hiring me here, Frank Wilson for helping me get on the staff. This is a place that I always wanted to be at. I feel that the time that I spent at USC as an interim head coach allowed me to be a better coach at LSU, and the day has come where it's time to be the head coach and have a lot of success.
Coach, over here on the left, down left, you mentioned Dave Aranda when you were just talking. Can you go into more detail about maybe what he said to you after he heard you got the job and your confidence level that he stays here as DC?
Yeah. He's happy, and I'm happy, and Dave and I have a great relationship, and I totally expect him to be with us. We understand that he's one of the top guys in the country, that people are going to come after him. Joe and I had a great conversation about Dave, and I feel confident that he's going to be with us.
Coach, right here, we've heard a lot about this binder that you had and your vision for the future. Just can you tell us a little bit about that and you know what went into that presentation and what it was like for presenting that to the board and
Yeah, well, you know, just years of coaching, 33 years of coaching, and you know, being at Arkansas on the Hatfield, learning how to break down film, learning special teams under them, learning the weight room. I worked in the weight room. Going to Miami under Jimmy Johnson, one of the greatest coaches, along with Pete Carroll, that I've been, seeing those great players, how to recruit, how to evaluate. Going to Syracuse with Paul Pasqualoni, learn how to work on Saturdays in the spring and sometimes Sundays. He was an excellent coach. When I got there, I was trained. The things I learned at USC, and then really, Pete Carroll made me a complete coach. And I put all those things down in thoughts, all the things that we had done in those great programs have become our program here at LSU, and presented it to Joe. And Austin Thomas and Derek put that together for me. And it was just things that I learned from great programs, some championship programs that I learned that I believe that LSU ought to be and will be a championship program.
Coach, here in the middle, since this is about Louisiana, there's 4 million people in the state and millions more want to know what exactly are you going to do with the offense, and what is the offensive blueprint that you presented to Joe Alleva?
We're going to look at recruiting the best offensive coordinator in football and bring him to LSU. And I do believe that nowadays that you have to run the spread offense. You have to have dual threat quarterbacks that can run the ball and throw it, but you have to have somebody that knows how to run it. We still want to be a physical football team. We have great backs at LSU. We have one of the best backs in the country coming back next year in Darius Geis. We're going to recruit some of the best backs in the country. And we have some great backs on our team that have in place, so we have to use those guys. But we want to use our skill sets. We want to use our tight ends, throwing the football like we did to our tight ends in our last game. But we have a blueprint. I have a mindset on what we're gonna go get and who we're gonna go get, and we're gonna go get it.
Coach, way back here in the back, along those lines, how important is it to find an offensive coordinator that can not only put up points but play a complementary style? So much up-tempo spread these days. Offenses are on and off the field. How important is it to find a coordinator that can play that complementary style?
No, listen, LSU deserves the best in all coordinator positions, and I plan on doing that. And the offensive coordinator that we're going to bring here, we have a couple guys in mind that's going to be able to do all that and more that you ask.
Now that you dropped the tag, anything changed from your perspective?
Work harder.
Did you think after the Florida game that the chance had passed you by?
No. I thought that we had to do some things to get fixed right away and play very well, but I always felt that I always had a chance to be the head coach here. And that was through the leadership of Joe Alleva and the board. And we always had a glimmer of hope. Now, after the Florida game, we knew that we had to do some things, but I always had a chance. I thought we had a chance, and all we ever wanted was a chance.
Ed, when and how and who told you that you had the job?
Well, Kelly and I went to bed real early last night, said my prayers, and 5:30 this morning I got a call. It said, Joe Alleva. I missed it, but I called right back. He says, how you doing? I said, great when I hear your voice this early. He said, Ed, I'd like to meet with you this morning. Can you be here? I said, yes, sir. So I woke up Kelly, and we got going. And then I met Joe at 7:30, and then we had a great discussion at 7:30 this morning. Then we went, talked to the board. We had a great morning.
And if somebody comes in from the outside, they've got to take stock of the talent and things like that. Already having had the interim role, already sort of playing that out, how much of a head start does that give you towards building the program towards what you want it to be?
It gives us a great head start. We have identified some positions that we need to go out and recruit better at, go out and get some guys to come in and fill immediate roles. You know, losing Kendall Betwick and Duke Riley is two great players for us, so we need to go find guys that can fill those roles. Although we have guys on the team that can do a good job, but there are some guys out there we have to go get to be able to help us be better at some positions.
Coach, you have a personal relationship with Lane Kiffin, and obviously he's somebody that's been identified. Is he somebody that you'd like to pursue, and is that the type of coordinator you're looking for?
All I'm going to say is I'm going to go out and try to get the best coordinator in football.
Coach, you've been able to recruit people from the East Coast, the West Coast, lots of different schools, lots of different roles that you had. What will change in terms of being the head coach at LSU permanently in your recruiting message?
Yeah, good question. State of Louisiana first. 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, any star. I don't care. We're going to get them. If we think they can be an LSU Tiger and they can perform like we want to, and they can perform in the classroom and have high character, and they have the skill sets to be a Tiger, we're starting off with Louisiana first. And then we're going to go outside our borders to get potential first-round draft picks. Mainly going to stay in the South, but obviously if there's a person with interest from the Northeast or California, we will go there. But we know that we're going to stay around on the I-10 corridor and get after as much as we can. And LSU has done a tremendous job recruiting. We look to do a better job in recruiting at some specific areas, but LSU will always be Louisiana first.
Coach, not only the current team obviously voicing their support for you, but former coaches, former players, what has that meant to you to hear those people speak on your behalf and really vouch for you there?
You know, I love it. One team, one heartbeat. Everybody on the same page. The more people that support us, the better we are. LSU has a great Tiger family out there, and it seems like to me that the Tiger family is united as one. That's one of the things that we wanted to do when we first started the job. We got guys together. We want to become even stronger. I love that the team has supported me along with the coaching staff. They like what's going on. They're happy. They feel good. They're winning. We got some things that we need to get better, but we have their attention. And I'm just so happy for these players just to be in the dressing room, see all the hard work that they did. Hopefully we get to go to a great bowl and finish this season strong.
Ed, over here to your right. Jim Klein, Peter. Are you going to pursue a recruiting coordinator also like you're going to pursue an offensive coordinator or promote from the staff, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, you know, Damon Craig's our recruiting coordinator right now and has done a good job for us. But like I say, we're going to go through this recruiting season. We're going to evaluate everything at the end of the recruiting season, at the end of the bowl, and get the best staff in America that we can in place for LSU.
Coach, back here. There's an old saying that goes, you can never be a hero in your own hometown. You got emotional talking about your parents. Do you think that, you know, not to romanticize it too much, but you getting this job shows that hard work and determination can be an inspiration for anybody who wants to pursue their dream?
No. Everybody in the state of Louisiana ought to have a hope and a dream. And it just goes to show that when you work hard and you have integrity and you have a great background of leadership and you're around people that love sports and love football, you know, all my dad asked me to do is go to work and give a man a great day's work and do your best you can every day and be the best. He told me, he said, listen, I don't care what you do, just be the best at it. And along with that advice, there's somebody out there today that will get motivation from that. I love the people of Louisiana. I'm from there. We stopped yesterday at a gas station. Everybody came up to us, Coach, we want you to be the coach. I know Louisiana is happy today. There's a bunch of prayer groups, a bunch of churches that have been behind our side. North Louisiana to South Louisiana to Lake Charles to Booty. Everybody's happy, and so am I.
If I could follow up, Mr. Alleva referenced Pete Carroll. You know, when he first got to USC, there may have been other people that were considered for that job, and I remember he said he coached originally with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Do you think that you will coach with a chip on your shoulder, or what's in the past is in the past?
No, I'm just happy to be at LSU. Whatever, all my life, whatever it took to get there, it took, and I believe everything happens for a reason. It's just the way it ought to be, and I'm honored to be the LSU head coach today.
Ed, were you in Mandeville when Joe called you? Did you stay in?
I was sleeping in my own bed for the first time in 8 weeks.
Could you describe the hour ride here and what were you thinking?
I was going very fast. I was listening to some of my greatest music, had the window down, and I was hollering half the way. I'm glad I didn't get stopped. I was just thinking about all the things that happened, really moving forward to. He didn't tell me he was going to offer me the job. I called Kelly. I said, I don't think they're bringing me in to tell me I don't have the job. And so, you know, but think about the things that I have to get done this afternoon, the things that I have to get done tomorrow. This is going to happen very fast. We got to bring in a great recruiting class, all those things.
Ed, back in your movie career, you said another head coaching job was your dream job.
Yeah.
And it was your first job, obviously.
Yeah.
You're going to say that. Did you ever dream this big about this job? I know you talked about driving past the stadium when you were working for other schools and seeing the lights on. Did you ever dream that this would happen to you?
Well, you know, that movie, I had to read that off of a script, just to let you know that. But, yeah, there's no question. This is bigger than life. And driving past the stadium, I just wanted to be assistant coach here. I just wanted to have my feet on the grass, but I knew once I got here, I could earn my way up to being the head coach. I just wanted to take it one step at a time. And every step I went, I was preparing to come back home to LSU. That was my goal the whole time. Just go out and go to Miami, go to Syracuse, go to USC, be prepared, get better. I wanted to come back to be the best football coach I can possibly be when I took this job. And I feel like that happened. I'm prepared to do it.
Coach, a little bit more to the left. I know you've had these conversations already, but now that you have the full-time job, how quickly will you start recruiting some juniors to come back, and how quickly will you have those conversations?
Yeah, today, right after I finish this. And I've been recruiting them, I promise you that. And some are recruitable, some are not so recruitable. You have to understand that. But I'm going to take a shot at all of them.
Just fine. I had asked last week about how close this team was to winning an SEC championship. Alabama's been the benchmark for the league for a few years now. Any more thoughts about how far away this program is from being able to compete at that level as consistently as that?
I believe that we can compete for it very fast. Now that I've been given full reign in the future, and I have a vision, and there's certain pieces of the puzzle that have to come together, and I do believe they will come together. And once they come together, off we go.
Can you speak to those, the vision and the puzzle pieces?
Say it again.
Can you speak to both of those, the vision and the puzzle pieces, what those are?
Well, just getting the best staff in America, getting to implement a program from day one, our program, starting in the off season, starting to do the things that we want to do, starting to implement the type of offense that we want to run with the terminology and guys on the same page, and have someone run the offense that's an expert at his job. I think that's a big key.
Along those same lines, you talked about having a dual threat quarterback and running spread kind of things. The guys you have on the team now, not talking about recruits or anything in the future, how prepared are they, to move in that direction? Do you feel like you're comfortable they can execute those things?
I think they're fine. I think there's a lot of stuff that we have run in practice, maybe that we haven't shown in the game because we weren't confident that we can do it. But those guys can do it. They get it. I mean, the two things in coaching is a player believes that you care about them, and you have knowledge. Knowledge is power, and that's what the coaches that we're going to hire is going to have that about them.
Coach, here in the middle.
Yeah.
Ohio State's playing Michigan right now. Two coaches are judged, basically, on what happens in that game.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that you will be judged on what happens on that first Saturday in November? And what do you have to do to narrow the gap and win that game?
No. And yes, you are judged by that game. That's the nature of the beast. And I welcome it, and I bring it on. And I can't wait till the day that we beat those guys. And that's the benchmark. Now, we have to recruit better. We have to get players that are very similar to the benchmark of this conference. We have to get coaches that can coach at that level, and we have some coaches on the staff that can. And we got to have the mindset that we can go out and beat those guys. And I tell you what, for the most part of that last time we played them, we had it. And there's a couple of pieces missing. We plan to fix those pieces so we can get that job accomplished. That is the benchmark. Every day we go to work, we understand the benchmark. Okay, beautiful. Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate you.